said I was female, either weak and fragile, cold and sterile, warm and agile. I could be a girl, hair in curl, mind the world, pretty as a pearl. I was the other half, minus the third, never the last word, being unheard. Now this was life's story as laid out. You can watch it each night on your color TV. But if any of you got another plan, then let's get together and give each other a hand. I got a new thing going really big where I'm at. I'm flying high on my freedom, got a brand new ramp.
Presents the 10th Annual 4-H Award. And everybody knows what that stands for. Hearth, Helpmeet, and Honey Pot. That's right. Hearth, Home, Helpmeet, and Honey Pot. Now, Helpmeet reminds me of a little story I heard the other day at the club. You all remember when Bobby Kennedy was shot. Well, it seems that Mrs. Martin Luther King called up the poor widow to see if there was anything she could do to help Mrs. Kennedy in her time of trouble. And Mrs. Kennedy said, well, if you could come in on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I play the capitalist. People in this society really think that we need capitalists, when actually what he's doing is paying you as little as he can get away with. And if you're a woman or if you're black, he pays you even less. And he makes a profit off of that. And if you're a woman or you're black and there's a recession or you try to unionize, you're the first person who's fired. You have absolutely no security. And it's still always the capitalist who's making the money off all of this useless stuff. And people actually have to work for him. Boyfriends don't very much think about what we are, but what they want us to be. And once you learn the game, and maybe you get lucky or you get married, they're a whole new set of rules. We still have to look a certain way and be a certain way, but there's a whole lot more to do. Well, you need to be specially trained to be a housewife.
Yeah. You get that training all your life.
Starts out with your mother. I played mother, and I got this training when I was growing up. And that meant that I had to be subservient to some man and to his children, and that I had to do the cooking and the cleaning and the taking care of the house. And I had to forget very much what I might have wanted to be if I had any other choice. And then I, like I am in the play, have my children, and I'm supposed to bring them up to be the same thing, to be these mothers in this society.
And in the theater skit, I play the ad man. And the ad man is one of those people who does all that special training. And I worked on Madison Avenue for a couple of years. And for women, it was just especially bad. I used to have to hire models, you know, to sell cosmetics. And the criteria would be, they would have to be pretty. And pretty was something that ad man figured out.
And the changes from year to year. I didn't know. I was just feeling and hearing society and capitalistic profit-making and finding it really, really hard to relate to. And in a lot of ways, I just came from a fire that really affects mainly black, Spanish-speaking women and children in a lot of tough ways. Some of the other women, well, two of them had just buried children. One of the children died from eating paint off the wall. He died from lead poisoning. Another one died from gas fumes. The city, again, said, there's nothing wrong with the apartment. We can't find a place for you. The place that you have is fine. The system people, the welfare people and whatnot, whom she went to for assistance to try to get back into her apartment, did nothing for her, so she lost everything. And there she was, destitute with two kids on the day her husband died yet. Somehow, what's that got to do with boyfriends and soap suds and sheer makeup? It sounds like a novel the bad writer wrote. that the two things can exist in the same society at the same time is an unbelievable thing. It's like somebody's crazy dream. It's a rotten system. It's a really rotten system for women. I think especially for black women.
Thank you, and I'm sure you're all dying to meet our Miss Honeypot. I made our 4-H winner. And here's that kind of aura. Still looks quite enough. Sure is a fine piece of winner, isn't she? Now, tell me, my little honey dripper, how does it feel to be the 10th winner of this fabulous award? Well, they told me that I would just love. Well, that's fine. That's fine. And now that you've told us what you think, we'll tell you what we think of you. We love you. We love you. In fact, we couldn't run this great country without you. Your brother was so wild, never home, you know, just like a man. But you were mother's little helper. And God knows I needed him. You were such a good student, so quiet, a good listener, not like those nasty boys. You were the only one who listened to everything I had to say, no matter how stupid it was. And you were so soft-hearted, you even let me do it to you, even though I didn't have a rubber, and you were too uptight to enjoy it. This is the happiest moment of my life. A bride, anybody's bride, does more for me than mine ever did. Why, I'd go broke without you. A woman who's true to herself is bound to end up on the shelf. A woman who does as she's told is worth twice her weight in gold. To me! And to me! And to me! You make us a fortune for free! Mother's little helper. Teacher's pet. My little half. I mean my little woman. My other half. My $1 dream. In 1969, you cooked 1,000 meals, washed 10,000 dishes, cleaned the house 150 times, did 75 loads of laundry, and made 99.5 trips to the supermarket. Spent hundreds of hours babysitting, mending the kids' clothes, and changing their diapers. And without 1 cent in wages! How do you like that, folks? If I had to pay for all that, the gross national product would never look the same. Of course, there are a few tense moments when the housewives in Iowa boycotted the green stamp swindle, bargain. Some women got tired and angry at having to work all day for little or no wages. More and more women started looking for jobs in spite of terrible wages. What would become of the home? And the children? And me? Crisis! When you fixed all that, you started the temporary rebellion. It was Ruby's electrical king-size glamorous jumbo. I gotta hand it to you, kid. With temporary jobs, women can work when and where they want to. Or have to for $2 an hour. That's more than your father got started with back in 1917 when the bus was a nickel. Women get to be secretaries, key punch operators. I already have a machine that can do it better than these dumb broads. Secretaries, not to mention, and file clerks, the exciting people you get to meet. Yes, and with temporary work, women don't have to trouble their pretty little heads with fringe benefits, sick pay, vacations, and those trouble-mongering inflationary unions. Why, I would blush to have to call a lovely thing like you a worker. No lady would ever dream of it. Do it again. No lady would ever dream of it. And plenty of time to cook, clean, and look after her man's needs. And now, for the big jumbo prize of Beulah. Take it if you want it. If I want it? Why shouldn't I want it? Why shouldn't you want it? What do you mean? What do I mean? Look, miss, you're the last of the Mohegans, right? Been 69 since I got into dating the troops, 68 sentimental wood, 67, 66, 65
shit. Abortion, cyclamates, exhaustion. My God, what do you want? The other two are in a closet, locked with armed guard because those two say they're too old. Obsolete. Me, look, I've been pushing broom for about 400 years now, and I figured not to do it much longer. I want my freedom. We gave you the phone, we freed the slave. You gotta be kidding. Sure, free to go on welfare, free to work all day and overtime at one-half man's wages to turn out that shit. I want my freedom. This contest is a joke.
Remember, change comes slowly.
You're telling me.
Just a minute. I worked hard to get where I am. And the only reason you're saying that is because you're jealous.
Jealous? Jealous? Look, ask them. Ask them why your sisters aren't here.
Now, girls, just break it up. You know, Beulah, she's a little, people like that, they always want something. Okay, but then where are my sisters? Where are the other winners of this contest?
Dear, don't do anything I wouldn't do.
It's marvelous. She's beautiful when she's angry. Why are you? What are you trying to do to me?
I'm glad you asked that question. 1970 is going to be a dynamite year for you chicks. We're going to give you daycare. Make you work twice as hard to pay for it. Raise wages. Sure, wage prices. Go on welfare, live for free. Welfare? Live for free? Look, if you think it ain't work raising kids for their army, running around from one damn agency to another, licking boots for the right to stay alive, you're crazy.
Get rid of her.
Hey, out of the way, honey, I'm working.
Look, I'm going to protect you. I don't need your protection.
Look, bitch, whose side are you on anyway?
Look, I saw that little bit over there. You took his money and then followed his orders. You play wife to him. Well, my sister's trying to tell me something about freedom. And if you listen, you might learn something.
Hey, look, you're talking, they're walking. Oh, look, let them go. They'll be back, and we've got a long battle. Can't do it alone.
Well, then who's gonna do it with us? Is my mother gonna help me?
Well, maybe she'll stand by you if she thinks you're fighting too, but old habits die hard.
Is my husband gonna help me?
Maybe he will, maybe he won't.
Are you gonna help me?
The question is, are you going to help me? Bring back the mother! Bring back the mother! Okay! Go back! Go back, mother! Come
Okay. I still don't understand exactly how I have to help you, though.
Well, look, honey, just between you and me, I'm black. And that means double trouble. We've got a lot of the same enemies, but only time is going to tell whether we'll work together or not. Look, they'll try and buy you off. They'll tell you you're better than us. You'll figure it out. If you're as dumb as they treat you, you wouldn't remember how to breathe. I've got a meeting to go to. See you later.
Well, I found some women who felt like me, and it didn't take long to discover we all got the same problem with life variation. We're on the bottom of this damn nation. Our fate, one swallowed like a bitter pill, turns out to be a social ill, which we can dissect, infect, correct, or reject. It don't matter none where y'all come from, whether rich or poor, black or white. There's only one thing more win our fight. And that's all of us saying, sisters, unite. We got a new thing going, really good where we're at. We're flying high on our freedom. Got a brand new run. I got a new thing going, really dig where I'm at. I'm flying high on my freedom, got a brand new rap. You see, they said I was female, either weak and fragile, cold and sterile.